This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Linford, you are muted.
I'm sorry, folks. So this is the Bottom Line Liberia discussions. This is where we discuss the issues about Liberia and give our own opinions. We may not be right, and we're not wrong either. But we want to welcome you this beautiful Tuesday evening, the 4th of June, 2024. And by the way, June for me is a very special month because that's my born month. That's the month that I was born. So I'm looking forward to it. But, it's towards the end of June though. So I still got a couple of weeks to be in the feeling. So for those of you who are born in June, also sharing June with us, because there are two, I think it's Cancer and Gemini in June. So if you born early June up to June 19, I think, or June 20, then you Gemini. Then those of us born the latest part of June, we are Cancer. But I'd like to share the month with all of you who are born in June, and happy pre-birthday to you, or if you celebrate your birthday today. I want to say happy birthday to you. Today is the 4th of June, like I said, and Paul the Lord Children is there in the UK, the Great United Kingdom, and I am here in the Royal Kingdom of Norway. My name is Linford Goa, and Paul, welcome.
Good evening, Linford. It's good to be back on Bottom Line. And you was talking about birthday. I must say I'm in July. So, and the day I was born, that was the greatest holiday on the planet Earth. So,
wow. So
yeah,
I think maybe Jima is April. We gotta find out Jima. So then May. So we got May, June, July going further. But for those of you joining us via Jala TV from Liberia, we want to say welcome, invite a friend, and be part of the discussions tonight. We're going to be looking at the president's visit of details, but what we'll be looking at is, my grandfather used to give a parable. He said, if you bend down, there are two reasons why you bend down. You either put something there or you take something from down. Anytime you see somebody bend down, they laying something there or they're taking out something. So if our president visits, we either expect something to come from there or he may leave something there. But normally you should bring something from there. So we'll be looking at the president's visit. What does Liberia stand as a nation to benefit? And also we will look at the unfortunate incident that took place at the DEA. We may make some fun out of it, but it's unfortunate. Is that it gives a very bad image to the country. So we'll be looking at it. But first, we'll review the newspapers to see what we have in the newspapers, and then we'll relate to that and do our discussion. Paul, your opening statement to the people here before we proceed.
well, I'll say good evening to our audience, and it's good to be back on Bottom Line. Welcome on Bottom Line. For those of you first time following us, kindly click on the Bottom Line link. If you're following via Jala TV, you will see the logo over there at the top of the screen, say Bottom Line Liberia. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, we're on Instagram, Twitter, we're everywhere, and also we're on online radio 24/7. So follow us. Yeah, it's good to be back here, and I'm looking forward to the discussion tonight. You're muted, Linfa. Yeah.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, so like I said, we'll be looking at a review of the major newspapers in Liberia. Not all the stories, just a few, and then the ones that made headlines interesting to us, and then we'll proceed. So, Paul, this week, today is the second day of the week. Say the third day of the week, Sunday morning, Tuesday, and things are happening in Liberia. So, what do you have for us?
Well, the thing is, I think one of the major stories is our father, the president, have traveled to South Korea on this All-African summit that they're gone to. And I remember back in the days, the President said if they gave a speech when she became president that Liberia will be a good place, that when Papa is coming home, Papa will bring some there with him. So since our dad has traveled to South Korea, we'll be looking at the story. Is he going to come out with something with goodies for the children? Those are the things we'll be looking at. We'll also look at the story that is trading in Liberia, the fight within the Liberian Drugs Enforcement Agency. What's going on? What the cause of three key persons fighting over what? Is it some sort of money that is there that they're fighting for, or who want to show power here? What's going on in the DEA is something that we need to dive into. The information we provide here may not be accurate, but based on our own analysis, because as far as we have concerned, this issue has been an ongoing issue within the DEA. They first started a while ago. So it might be something that have triggered this fight. It just can be the hair or some sort of thing behind it. And what behind it, we can only speculate. So yeah, we'll look at that, and we'll listen to A.B. Clement interview he had yesterday. That's something he talked about in that interview. He was coming from a country when he met the justice minister, and which country were he coming from? Something now adding up with these two people fighting. He had just come back and then fight broke out. On what ground? Something is fishy and it's not good for Liberia. And we had a program yesterday, and my recommendation that I think the president should sack the both of them. It's not good for the country. I'm being honest, because it's just a bad image that presented itself to the country, and people also are following. Imagine the president is on an international trip, and with his colleagues to hear session that people police are fighting among themselves. How man, something not right there for. Something just does not add up, and it's smelling rotten. I think Francis, if you're ready, let us know so we can bring it up.
Yes, you right, Paul. Something is not adding up, and like I listened to Spoon TV last night, and there were claims and counterclaims and accusations and other stuff going on. And so it clearly tells you that something is not going on. But the biggest portion of this whole thing, and which is very embarrassing, is that the people who are fighting, or the people who have this problem, they all support the government. If it was like, it was like an ANC appointee in that particular department with a UP appointee or UP supporter will say, okay, because they got differences maybe on political line. But this group is comprised of people who supported this cause, but that at this point they can begin to go at each other, and even to the point where the two major heads, in fact three, are in confusion. I think, like you said, something is not adding about. Let's say welcome to Francis. We hope everything is all right, Francis, from your end. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Everything is okay. I'm in good health, sound mind, enjoying the beautiful weather here in Sweden, and I hope all is well with you guys. Yeah.
Well, I guess we share almost the same geographical comfort. If you have good weather, I should have good weather too. If you have bad weather, I should have bad weather. But yeah, everything is okay with me and the rest of the people. So probably Paul has to rain because the UK is kind of, I don't know.
No, the weather in the UK it been warm. In Liberia, usually if you have a cloudy day where you have less sun and no rain at all, in Liberia they say a friendly weather. So the weather in the UK has become very friendly today. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's just a beautiful weather that you can wear your t-shirt, walk around, you enjoy the cold breeze. At some point you feel like you feel warm. So it's a very good weather.
Remember, you got a hoodie, my man. So I think you're explaining that. It look
No, the hoodie when I came in, I was rushing because I came from the car, my hoodie. So I was rushing when the show started.
Air condition, right? All right.
Yeah. When it's warm, then you got to. I mean, when it's cold, you got to also.
So in England, the thing is, when you're going out, you don't leave it.
No. That is also our Scandinavian thing.
The same thing here, bro.
Yeah, because
we tie on your waist.
The weather can just flex like that, and then you get into winter. All of a sudden, into serious summer. So you always travel with the hoodies. Yes.
Yeah, same thing here, bro.
It's been a bit rainy. I mean, not rainy, but cloudy, and then there was some small shower. And yesterday was when they say pure winter, right? I mean, pure summer, where everybody was going. I was driving with no shade and opening the roof and getting air. But today again, everything changed. So that's how we are. One day we happy, one day we sad. Nothing wrong with but we get going out more. So me, I finished reading my minute. Man, I can hi. That means they happy today, but in the next 10 minutes, forget it. Everybody walking, don't talk to nobody. But folks, welcome. We just let it spice it up a little bit with some fun. We're discussing serious issues here, Francis. The DEA, which is the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency, I think Paul had made a little bit of research on that group. That group is charged with the responsibility of fighting drugs-related crimes or the illegal input. In fact, there's no legal importation of narcotic drugs or drugs that will influence people's behavior. There is no legal. Normally, I hear people say the illegal importation. I don't think there is any law on the Liberian Penal Code that says you can legally import drugs. I haven't heard that because drugs itself is a contraband worldwide, except for countries that are lawless, except for countries that think they can survive on drugs, they can produce it and sell it and make it and have it as a national resource. But in countries like Liberia, that is tied up to all law-abiding countries, big countries like the big United States of America. I'm not saying that there are no drugs in America. In fact, America is one of the countries where you can find any type of drugs, but it's not legal where they say you can import it legally. No, and I don't think it's like that in Liberia either. But the DEA is charged with the responsibility of fighting drug crimes. Whether you importing it, whether you the end user, you can go buy it, then smoke it. They will follow you, they will arrest you, then they will follow you to the place where you can buy it from, then they arrest the person, then the person too will go and say, who can supply them? Because most of the drugs, in fact, I think they're not even made in Liberia. So it comes from somewhere. So that's the work of the DEA. And then the DEA can also prosecute you, they will charge you and prosecute you, or turn you over to the justice. In fact, they are under the justice ministry. So they'll turn you over to the justice ministry. So this group is a group that is charged with very, very, very difficult task. And when I mean difficult, not that the work itself is difficult, it may be difficult, but the importance of the work that this group has to do cannot be overemphasized. Okay, so we expect the people in that group to be not perfect people, but people who will be committed to the job that they have to do, because you are there to fight crime, so you cannot be part of that crime, or you cannot condone the crime to persist. So it's a difficult job. Your life is involved. People's lives are involved. You might go, break into a drug cartel and they open. I mean, I normally watch YouTube and I saw some videos from South America, Latin America, drug countries. Man, when the police ready to raid people and when they ready to respond, it's a whole battleground. So, but for this group now in our country, they are not facing such resistance like in Latin America or South America, but they are the highest echelon to be, involved in something embarrassing like this. No, guys, come in. I don't know what you think. I mean, how does it reflect on their job or on their individual persons?
Yeah, Francis respond here because at least Francis have some security backing. He was in the police for I know some department how to do with drugs, so he might have some knowledge on it. So Francis, educate our people here.
No, first I will make some disclaimers here. I do not know the background of the story. I've not been following the current events in Liberia of late. If I got you right, it was some level of struggle between amongst the hierarchy of the drug enforcement agency. Is that right?
Yeah, sure. There was some video footage, which was not very clear, but the audio in that, or the audio from that video, distorted video, can tell you that there was a scuffle where they say, "My man, you're catching man, you're holding man, So, but the story goes like this. Like I said, I listened to Spoon TV last night. The story goes like this: that Al Hassan Fadiga, who is the deputy, the prime deputy to A.B. Krumah, and the other deputy whose name I cannot recall now, had a fight.
Well, the guy's a police. He's an ex-police guy. He was working the other guy. What's his name? Yes, and the picture on the screen is a seasoned police officer.
Yeah. So the two deputies are Hassan Fadiga and the other deputy have problem with A.B. Krumah, and from what I personally listened to last night was that Hassan was really, really, really pissed off at what he believes is happening and that he doesn't like. But this thing that is happening that Fadiga doesn't like, he did not say it. But he did call the ex-wife of A.B. Krumah to report to her about the ex-husband's behavior. And according to him, or according to the lady, quoting Fadiga, said he was so mad that he even uttered a word that he said he will make sure that he can destroy A.B. Krumah. But then when the lady made that statement, I called the Spoon TV and told them that no, she was lying. He didn't say that. So but the underlying thing here is that clearly you can see that as you see the headline, clearly you can see that there is some scuffle, there is some disagreement, some hala going on there. Let me put it Liberian way, or is that at ease? So that's the background of the story.
I think Olinfo, it's glaring from the onset of this whole team. at AB Coman's gonna, and he feels that he's he's the macho man. He can micromanage these guys, and the problem I think it comes from AB because he was the one who appointed, recommended these guys to the president. He personally handpicked these guys who are not from political. No. The president gave him, President Boakai gave him the absolute authority to form his team. So I think the problem comes from where he wants to micromanage these guys. He wants to dictate their role, and all these people play important roles. This guy on the guy beneath Fadiga, he's the deputy of administration. I guess he worked with AB doing what AB tenure at the police, at the national police. If he has a problem with AB, then the problem is with AB. You cannot be, I don't know, I can't find the word. You can't micromanage these people. These people are adults, and the DEA has his rule. You cannot have your own set of rules. I think the problem is that he has his own set of rules, void of the DEA's, standard operation procedures. So he has to follow that rule. The DEA's standard operation procedure. Otherwise, it will be some level of conflict. It is conflict there, but it may go worse. These guys carry firearms. So as I was listening to you, Paul, I think the president needs to intervene. He needs to do some shuffling around. He needs to take some people away because AB Coman feels entitled. Yeah, he wants to take his law all upon himself. He's the guy who's gonna go in there and single-handedly, dismantle the drug cartel in Monrovia and make the city so clean. He wants to do it his way. So that's my own take on the Paul. And info. Yeah.
Wow, it's an interesting story here, and I think the guy name you're looking for, he might be called Bowen.
Yeah,
Colonel Bowen.
yeah.
So these are all.
He's a lawyer as well. He's a lawyer as well.
Right. So this infighting is started when the appointment came about. Something is rotting. I don't know whether like AB Clomar or something that they all trying to put their hand on, because I remember there was an incident that took place at the Rawa International Airport. Somebody was dismissed and Fadika reinstated that person, or Fadika dismissed the person and AB Clomar reinstated that person. So this infighting is something that is not right. And look, the thing is, what makes it more embarrassing that the president of the country is with his colleagues overseas. You hear that kind of news, what's going on in Liberia? This is not a good news at all. So the president needs to take some decisive action on this, whether get rid of them and bring complete new people.
No, Paul, I'll disagree with you. Even the president, there are internal wranglings in governments. You can. It doesn't matter who you are visiting. There's internal conflict, disagreement in Israel. There's a conflict in the Biden administration, how they handle the war. There's an internal conflict in Ukraine. There's an internal conflict in democracies where you can express yourself.
No,
not in Washington,
in your workplace, if you go and start fighting, they will dismiss you automatically. That is the thing. You cannot fight. You can have eternal problem, but the moment you get into physical fight, you'll be dismissed.
They got into physical fight?
That's they took arm. They had to call the director of police to calm down the situation, and then it's just complete. I think I'll need to play this video so you can see it. The place was complete in chaos.
Yeah, man. Let me see that. Guys,
it's just wrong.
And check before Paul wrote a video. Upon a correction, they did not take before they went for the meeting. AB Krumah called for disarmament. He called on both Fadiga and the other deputy to be disarmed, and then they went there and there was no arm. But then again, in AP Krumah's interview, he alleged that Fadiga was wielding arms. You know, he was. Yeah. Then Fadiga came back with a press release today, where he said that was false. As a professional man who has been in this security corridor for decades, according to him, for over a decade, that is not part of his character. So, you know, let's just get it straight that, yeah, because I'm looking at the first part of the story where they said they were asked to be disarmed. So if they were disarmed before they went for a meeting, then how they
So this is the video that it's just a short video. We show this where the scene is very ugly over there. And now
so folks, that kind of stay with us, so we gave you the details. Shortly. On me?
Okay, I think.
Yeah. So the video is not too clear, Francis, but this is the scene that happened yesterday over there. So it's not a thing that you see people, and then let me go to the AV Krumah interview so you can listen to him too. That was it's a fight because somebody. I mean, it's just an awkward thing. Let me get the AV Krumah one, and then you can have a say on the Francis. Yeah, I'm gonna roll this now.
Our people got to know what we are doing. That's the reason why there's a new DEA. With that said, I would like to announce the Director General of the LDEA, Honorable Abraham S. Krumah. I don't know why he doesn't know the Kalilu.
Kalilu is actually, it's in Arabic. The word Kalilu is Kalilu light.
Yeah. Girlfriend.
All right, so, gentlemen, again, like I said, the fact that you guys are coming on this kind of situation, I'm sure you saw the belligerent posture exhibited by some guys from I don't know who it was. Somebody said Fadiga was there. I didn't see Fadiga or Boakai. But apparently they were the one invited to the police station, and the police officer, the director of police had to come because I called him up. I called him to come because Fadiga was brandishing weapons, and we had to disarm him. We took a gun from him, and Boakai left and went to his office. Apparently they've come in to create chaos. I alerted the Minister of Justice yesterday when we were in transit, and I explained to the Minister of Justice the attitude was transferred onto our web page. A lot of derogatory, vitriolic questions and answers were done by Mr. Fadiga. I thought it was unfortunate. I thought it was something that shouldn't be happening in a professional environment. Guys like Fadiga came out of the advocacy realm, so any issue of disagreement or maybe some confusion in his goal attainment, it becomes some social media situation. And I thought that professionally would have been handled. If you had disagreement, you come to me quietly, we sit down. We've had several disagreements before. They've come in, we had to go to the Senate, we had to go to the president's office. They want us to work it out. I decided to work it out. I decided to even suppress and reduce my height to deal with two guys that I personally, which is regrettable, why I personally introduced them for appointment. But that's what happened in life. In life, you face your calamity and you make a bed, you have to sleep in it. And that's what we're doing. I thought that we can go along, we can have them correct some of the shortcomings, some of the setback they had, we would have corrected that and move on. Because this is all about fighting drugs. Our people are dying. We have to put up a posture that will address the issue of drugs. Not little feeling hurt. You didn't talk to me. You didn't call me. That's not what I'm all about at this point in time.
Right, Francis. At least that's the side of A.B. Clement, and the action that you saw in the previous video, it just showed that something is not right. And I don't know what your take on the new police remove this, and then Linford can come in.
I mean, as I stated earlier, Paul, look, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that there's a negative chemistry, existing, amongst the guys. It's quite, alarming to see that the DEA's boss, he and his two deputies cannot get along. It's like the scenario. I just want to give you guys a scenario. There's a guy who didn't all the women leaving him, and then who will be the problem? Is it the women or the guy? So we will hear these kind of counter arguments, counter claims, and everybody want to make their make their side right. But as you said, I mean, I would agree with you. The president needs to step in. He needs to take these guys apart because it seems as though they cannot work together.
Yeah.
It's all about ego. It's all about I have the authority. I don't know if somebody is usurping somebody's function. I don't know, because the administration guy, he has. I mean, I can't see why he would have a problem with his boss. If I can do understand a problem when it comes to the operational aspect, I've been in operation side the law enforcement, where you go and do some raids, probably somebody, the boss know his own connection, step on his toes or vice versa, I can understand. But if it's his administration guy, the administrator, the guy who runs the administrative aspect of the whole institution, if he has a problem with the boss, I mean, I think it's alarming. It's concerning, and the president needs to step up, and the national security advisors to the president as well, Mr. Kofi Woods, they all need to step into this and see how best they can, reassign these guys somewhere else. If you have to politically accommodate them because of the supporter, the how you call it, the rescue mission, rescue tree and whatever. I mean, you do that because I don't think it's going to hurt the whole process of the drug, enforcement and fighting drugs. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Francis, because the video we just played, the interview with A.B. Clement, he did mention something like Fadika came from advocacy and everything. Every time he runs to the social media, Linford, I don't know how you respond to that guy interview. So that may
to be frank, like I said before, the entire episode is embarrassing. And you guys have said it right there. The president needs to step in. And that's why, if you remember, the first question I asked the both of you to give your comments on was, how does this affect their job? This behavior, how does it affect their jobs and their individual self? Now, I think would be very unfair to our Fadiga, Hassan Fadiga. You know, the two of them, one is Hussein Fadiga and one is Hassan Fadiga. So it's very easy to mix them up. And up to now, I'm two of them are my friends on Facebook. So now we can, you know, they've been inviting me on a personal show. But I invite them. But up to now, if you ask me, I don't know the difference. But the name is where the trick lies. The face, they can play trick with the face, but the names, then it's hard to, you know, allocate a name to the individual you're dealing with at the time. So I can say I'm Hassan. So it's difficult. It's very for me, it's difficult. But Hassan Fadiga, who is the deputy to A.B. Nkrumah, also released a press release, because the reason I want us to create some balance here, because we played A.B. Nkrumah's interview, right? So Hassan released a press release, which is about 18 hours ago. That's just barely after the thing happened yesterday. Okay. Now, in that press release, statement regarding the unfortunate incident at the headquarters. In response to the claims made by Director Nkrumah during a recent press conference, so his statement came after the press conference.
Oh no, leave for. Let me hold you right there. There's a press release. The president suspending A.B. Nkrumah from the Ministry of State.
Oh, that's a breaking news.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a breaking news. Okay, so I think that breaking news.
I can read it from my end.
Yeah, so I think that breaking news passes. So, you know, because what I want to create a balance. So people can say, oh, but why are we looking at A.B. Nkrumah on an interview now? So folks are in viewing, like those of you viewing us, the Bottom Line Library is here to give you the information as they unfold, and we want to create balance as much as possible, because we don't want to weigh one side and even pass judgment on one side. But Francis, go ahead with that breaking news, because that's the biggest news that supersedes everything now.
It reads: Republic of Liberia, Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Executive Marshal, Monrovia, Liberia. Where else it says Department of Public Affairs and Information Technology for immediate release. Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. The President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph N. Boakai Sr., has, with immediate effect, suspended without pay, pending investigation, the Director General, Mr. Abraham S. Nkrumah, Deputy Director General for Administration, Mr. Kowu, and the Deputy Director General for Operations, Mr. Hassan Fadiga of the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency. The President has, in the meantime, ordered an investigation of the events occurring at the agency on June 3rd, 2024. He said, the acts of disorder and chaos that took place at the headquarters of the LDEA were unacceptable. Such acts, the President continued, threaten public peace and undermine government's fight against illicit drugs. In the interim, the President has named Mr. Christopher Peters as officer in charge of the agency pending the conclusion of the investigation. Peter is a well-trained security personnel and comes highly recommended. Anthony V. Cassidy, Deputy Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, signed this immediate press release. So they suspended all three of them without pay. The immediate effect.
Yeah. Thank you, Francis, because that's what I was saying. The president needs to take serious action, because what happened in a work environment when people do physical fight, there is no room for error. You'll be automatically dismissed. And I hope he follow and dismiss the three of them and bring other people to serve into that department, because it's just unacceptable for grown up to behave like kids. They're not in elementary school.
Okay, let me chime in here. You see, the thing is, it has to do with morality, one, maturity, two, comportment. It's a lot of things that happen, even in the street, in daily lives, in the homes, with wives and husbands and children, and so it depends on how you comport yourself, how you behave at that particular moment. You know, I remember when I was in school, in high school, I had this African woman who was teaching us, and I used to be a very hard boy, man. I mean, when you act, I respond right away. All of my friends know me for that, even until now. Okay, sometimes, or I try to beat down my temper. And this lady said something to me, and that's my guiding principle. I always apply it. She said, she was called Mrs. Campbell, one African woman. She said, Linford. At a research, she called me. She said, come. I went. She said, sit down. She said, I see you're a very smart boy and blah, blah, blah. But you have problem with temper. Do not let, that was her advice, do not let the action of somebody define who you are or make you to do something that you didn't want to do. When they want to me that thing, my man, I said, call bunking on me. So from that day, sometimes I flare up, but then when I reflect, I'm talking about more than 40 years plus. When I reflect on what I told me that time, I can go back into myself. So, you know, like one of you said, those are professional people. You should be on an oath to do the work that you want to do. Now, these people, they're supposed to be arresting drugs, right? And the drug users will know they misbehave. When they smoke, they can hijack people, they can fight, they can do anything, they can break things because they are not to themselves. Then you who's supposed to be taking a drug from them so they can misbehave. If you make, in fact, the joke around time is that it was the Zogos who was stopping and said, "Oh, chief, you're stopped. Don't want that fight." And these are people who are supposed to be stopping the Zogos.
So the drug user what they want. Stopping
arrest. So chief, you're sorry, when I fight, you know, then there's a fighting to battle. Oh, chief, you're when I fight, can you imagine? This is a public disgrace, and I must commend the president. You know, or those of you who believe that we hate the president, some or who did not vote. And Joe Boakai has supported this president against president. We are in 2017, but then fast forward, I found another person who I thought was much better, and I supported that person. The person did not make it. So people think that, oh, you didn't support the president, you're against the president. No, I never see that obey my whole life. With two up also beside picture, I never see him. Okay, at least the person who I supported in the going election, I met him, I saw him, we talk. I've met him several times. You know, we sat and we talk, but I don't know the old man from anywhere. But I supported him. Okay, and if his government succeeds, or if the government does anything good, or if he personally, as president of the Republic of Liberia, does anything good, I am under obligation in my own right to praise him. And if I personally, and see, the thing is, nobody can define from what I want to mean. Nobody can define what I should do, because at the end of the day, if I commit crime, that means they will arrest. They will not say, "Oh, that John Brown told you this thing," and so they'll go arrest John Brown. Also, no. If I commit crime, I mean to arrest, God forbid. So I always take responsibility for what I do, what I say, and what I know. So if the president does right, if his government does right, I can decide within my own heart, free willing. Okay, like you know, we will say free willing, willingly free, or I know how to translate it to suit English word, to praise him if he does right. But if at the same time, if his government is failing and he as individual is failing, oh, I will come out. And then when we come out, then that's the time we are bad people. When we praise him, we are good. But when if there's something bad, when we say it, then we are bad people. But nobody can define what I do because I am responsible for my own action. So I think I support the action of the president, and this is what a lot of well-meaning Liberians have been saying. Because the thing is, no, those are arm-bearing people. Those people, they bear arm, okay, as law enforcement officers. So if there is always scuffle at their workplace, like Paul said, physical fight, if the man punch you punch a man, maybe the man sweep you down, you fall down. The next thing you know, you can't. You want a man physically with fist fight. What you do? You might pull out gun, bam. And besides that, these people got supporters. They got their own bodyguards. They got people who are loyal to them. And you may not know what will happen. This is a country where we find dead body everywhere, every morning, and then nobody knows who killed people in a big city like Liberia with all the law enforcement. Nobody know. So anything can happen. They say, oh, maybe the man shot himself 5 times because they've been having confusion, so he got frustrated, shot himself 100 times in the head. Who also your man? So your man who know they fed a gun. They say the man shot himself 6 times.
So Linford,
yeah.
Let's commend the president here.
Yeah, I'm commending him.
The
That's exactly what I'm
investigation.
doing.
But I hope there shouldn't be one of those investigations and then the next day they just go back. I think he should fire them, and me I stand by that. You don't fight in
the press release. I think let me tell you one thing, and this is one thing that I will comment again. I will commend the president for this, because in real time we suddenly heard of these kind of things. People, the coaches or all the people, the government officials, they were going out fighting, and I mean not even among themselves. Citizens were fighting among themselves, but coaches they were going out attacking people. Other people demonstrating, they go there, they carry counter demonstration, and we are not taking kind of action. So I think the president did well, even if, because they say the press release said they are suspended without pay. So this is dismissal. But man, you suspended, you're not going to work, you're not get paid. So one more
they will investigate if you found nothing.
I don't even care. But for me, I don't even care whether they investigate or not, because if you sit there and wait for investigation at zero, but they may not taking pay. He's suspended. He's not going to the office. So
what made he could be having some kind of serious drugs that he could say he become millionaire.
Then they will catch them too.
Oh, they'll catch it.
Boy, that's an extreme thing. I mean, that's once you start to sell drug. First of all, what we concern these people are normal government officials.
You see,
so anything they do under the canopy of the suspension, I mean, they are doing it as private citizens. All that rights, the immunity they have,
all that privileges, everything is gone. But because I was about to read out that press release from press statement from Hassan Fadiga, but he also posted and he said the truth will come out. And
I read his press statement as well.
Yeah, but the way they are suspended now, I don't know whether he will still come out with the truth, because I think that's when now he will come out with the truth. The reason why they were doing this thing, because all of them were playing tally. AB Kruma says something is happening. Hassan says something is happening, and they not happening. They know. So now the way the Nigerian government now, I don't know whether we'll get to know this thing. Each one of them will negate his own devil now, so we can see.
Yeah, but lean for between three of us on the show. The whole thing has to do with the overlapping of authority. Everybody, most people, all of them feel that they have some connection to the president. They are connected somewhere or the other, So nobody tend to respect nobody there. That's the problem. And they all claim to be professionals. I mean, if you work in the United States of America, you can't do that nonsense in America. You cannot go and be undermining your boss, and your boss cannot do that to you either. So all these people work in America, besides Bawu being on the ground, all they don't. But the Fadiga and Kuman, AB Kuman, they claim to be the top-notch security personnel in town. The new sheriffs on the block. And they behave in such a way. I mean, that's disgraceful, man. It's shameful.
It's shameful. Friend said, I pick up something from what you just said, that everybody think they get close proximity to the president, so they want to do what they want to do. You see, in what we live, the prime minister cannot appoint the guy Scotland Yard as the head of the police. The police have their own governing body that is select the best person to lead them. So they're not into politics. But whereby when we pick people in Liberia, oh, me are closer to the president. And I think there's something that the Liberian are probably the horse could local one of these days, the legislature, to make these people independent body on their own, that they will pick their own leaders instead of president appointing.
But Paul, you two, sometimes you're not Liberian. They seem
No,
like
I just say if the legislature.
you see not because you're talking about who are they? Are they not from all the parties? So
No. You see, the lawmakers, they can come from different parties, but when you get into that house, what would be good for the country, you make it right. So the other people doing it. So why we can't do the same thing? It have to be always president appointees. That's my take in. I mean, when you make them independent, nobody, these things will not happen. That group will fire these people. President don't have to say anything. They will have to deal with it. That independent body. I don't know. My friend said you've been the police, but for what I'm seeing here, that's how the police is structured.
Man, look, no disrespect to the police. We have some trained people in in the police, educated people, but it'll be quite impossible to set up such a body without people being impartial, without people being taking side. I speak in that direction because of our level of economic security. We're not economically, secure. I mean, if you have the union, even here in Sweden, the police, they have the police union, but they are actively involved in the recruitment of the head of the police. They have a say. Even the prime minister, if he's appointing, but he has to do consultation with the police, with the police union, and a whole lot of people. And and I mean, we are two different cultures, two different society. I mean, these people do not see those things as power. I mean, the top guy in the town. For us, it's a difficult situation. You won't see this guy flex, the police director, the chief of police, flexing his muscle. The most time you see the chief of police out there is maybe some crime, some incident happening. He giving a press statement.
Yes.
Yeah. He giving a press statement. Other than that, the people guys, they got the people on the field doing the job. They're coordinating, they're managing the institution. Yeah, but our people, everybody won't be on the scene, everybody will be on the feet, everybody want to be, you come out, want to walk around the feet. Here a group, the deputy want to go downtown and be bossing a ghetto in West Point, claiming the Grove. You have ABS in Jaratown or Slipway or wherever, Sony Wayne, taking, so that's the problem. His administrator is there doing your own thing, employing your own people, having fight. It's just different, man. Difficult, bro.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank God the president have taken some action. We see how the investigation will come out of this, and I hope they don't bring their back, because if you're a professional person, you don't go below the belt. I'll see as below the belt. But anyway, let's transition. They say when your daddy travel, when he coming home, he always bring goodies. And so the president have gone to the summit in South Korea. And I hope Linford come back so we can have a good discussion on this. So
Linford has to come back because today's Tuesday. I have to leave soon.
Yeah. So when he come back, then we can dive into it. But this is the article this is our president. His insult, he did an opening statement on Tuesday. This is the president in action in South Korea. President Boakai called concentrated action to achieve African transformation feature at the opening of Korea African Summit. And I want Linfa to come in so we can dive into this topic. But anyway, before you leave, Francie, you think any goodies will come out of this summit for Liberia?
Yes, I mean, look, no, I mean, at these conferences, I've never been to it, but for what I know, I've not been privy to be part of these but what I've read over the years, I mean, these summits, they have some results. They will the Korea just gave, I mean, before the last administration left, they gave, I think, that 15 or 10 or 20 SUVs to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And Korea is a very, very benevolent country. They are very generous. They will give some goodies to Liberia, and we expect. I can tell you that. I mean, if it was in some other country, that probably, I don't some other countries, but Korea is known for that. I mean, they will give something to Liberia. I cannot say, but I mean, they would definitely. The president will come out with a package. It may not be so substantial because he has the whole African continent there, but you would definitely come. Korea want to muscle China. China held these conferences before the Sino Africa, conference that I've held over the years. So, hopefully we will see what comes of it, but I'm the strongest conviction that we will have something coming from there. The president will be coming with some goodies.
The president will be coming with some goodies, and we'll be looking forward to Papa coming home with something sweet or thing that with the kids will be jumping up and down. Linfa, you heard Francie, he have a strong conviction that something good going to come out of this summit. Are we going to have a car manufacturer plant in Liberia from South Korea? Talk to me, Linfa.
No way. I mean, but they say no way. You don't have to with electricity. We far from that. We should be daydreaming. Then we reaching our place now. We reaching that level right now.
I was on the phone from Liberia while you guys were talking and asking whether I'm coming back and things. And it was relating to the AB Kroma and Fadiga stuff. And somebody was just telling me that they're watching the show and they expected this, that the president was going to take action, and it's good that he took action. And if he had not taken action, a lot of people would have, condemned him. But on the president's visit, yes, the president was in the United States of America a few weeks ago, where he attended a conference that was not intended for necessarily heads of state. Anybody who, according to people who know about those conferences, they say anybody can attend. Once you register, you can attend. Now, I just missed it. I would have registered to attend it, to sit down and see some of the world leaders, ministers or foreign ministers, and stuff like that. But the president is attending the conference for Africa in Korea, and then Francis said, "There's a new dynamic here, surfacing on the African continent. If you go back in the 60s or way back a long time ago, before most African countries gathered independence, and that reign of independence was falling in the 60s. That's when several countries were having independence one after the other. And then right after that, it came another phase of revolution in Africa. That was after independence, your colonial power is still wielding some powers over your independence. And then the next thing was coup. They started changing the forms of government through coup. And then people they all cracking. No coup. So then people say, okay, we're going back to democracy. But still, there are coups somewhere in Africa. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the new revolution taking place in Africa right now is the power thing. Like I said, a long time ago, it was the colonial powers. Having America is Liberia. France is Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, and other countries. Mali, all the countries. Belgium or the Congo. All the countries. So African countries are now saying, no, you, our colonial masters, you gave us something called independence. And when you define the word independence, it means you should be free. You decide on your own. You're totally free. You are on your own. Let's just say you are on your own, right? So their political or their colonial powers have not been doing what they want. So they are switching to other places. It's like, I'm independent. I'm living with my pa again. Of course, I can visit my pa. I can go there and say, okay, food I eat. But then, if I find somebody, maybe a girlfriend or a friend who can really, help me, I will switch to you. That doesn't mean that my pa, my man, no. But because I can't get what I want from them right away, somebody is offering it, I can go to them. And we as humans or countries, and because that human being living in a country, right? We got infinite needs and wants. We always want something that other people got that we don't have. So the new revolution sweeping across Africa right now is this economic struggle, because I don't think countries like China and Russia there, and if possible, Korea come to Africa to look for power. No, they're not. They look for economic benefit. They're looking for ways that they can, have economic control. And the moment the mistake the colonial powers have been making is this economic, this political power that they want to have over their former colonial, colonies, which is, for me, is tracked, is outdated. Everybody in the world now want economic advancement. So if John Brown comes and says, look, my man, that your pa, when you say that your pa is not doing anything good for you, I can give you new brand partner, I can give you land or fleet of cars, I can give you job, I'll go to him. My pa will stay, I'll go to that John Brown, who can give me what I want, economic benefit. So probably South Korea is looking through the windows and seeing the BRICS countries, Russia, China, coming to Liberia, or to Africa and getting what they want. So who knows? Like Francis said, who knows? South Korea might want to flex their muscle with China, but again, in Asia, South Korea is one of the smallest countries. Economically, politically, everything, they were China. So it's gonna be challenging. But the game is on, Paul. And South Korea can say, okay, the last time we remember China gave so assistance to Liberia, so we'll double it. So this is our turn. If we know how to play our game, this is our turn. That we can play this game and get double what we want or what we have received from other countries already.
Yeah.
So, anyway, guys, before you could, I have to leave, and hopefully, by God's grace, God's willing, will be here on Friday again to address some concerning issues. So,
yeah, Francis, it's good having you, and while leaving, we'll be looking forward to Daddy bringing the goodies home, and probably we might have a mobile phone plan in Liberia, or one of those cars manufactured plane. No.
I think I don't speak for the government, but the government, if there will be any form of bilateral agreement, it will be basically hinging on this electricity and probably infrastructure, roads and stuff, because that's what the country needs now. Once you have all these things in place, all the other things will fall into place.
Francis, before you go, if you can spare 3 minutes,
yeah,
there's something I've read about Mother Bill recent time. He signed an agreement with Russia to build a nuclear plant in Sierra Leone. And one of the statements that he made say the fight between America and Russia have nothing to do with Sierra Leone, but we can get what will benefit us. He talked about electricity. Is that something that our president could be bold enough to take such action, that the fight between those people have nothing but the interest of Liberia to have one of the major players to do something for us?
No, but I mean, first and foremost, the building up for a nuclear, what you call it,
Nuclear plant. I think that's
a nuclear plant in Sierra Leone. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, well, will it power electricity?
Yes.
Will it do some, you know?
Yeah.
But look, Paul, geopolitics is very, very interesting. If Madam Bill chooses to go that route, he will suffer the consequences, because there's the guy who his country is always passing the Millennium Challenge. He's getting the 400 million grant, the 500 million grant. I mean, he has to weigh his options, the pros. If he goes that route, he'll be losing that money from America. Trust me.
So that is Francis' statement. He will be losing that money from America. So
That's geopolitics right there.
yeah, and I mean, I know, I understand the geopolitics, but he's saying, hell no, I don't care what's happening between the two. My country will benefit. So
yeah, that's talk. If you meet Biden, you will say different thing. So trust me. Okay, guys.
Yes.
I'll be monitoring the background.
Okay.
And this is where, okay, Francis, have a good night, and we hope to be on Friday. Thank you, sir. But this is where politicians are slippery. Let me tell you, politicians are just like this handsome guy who is going around looking for a woman, or the beautiful lady who needs a husband, or who, because the moment you meet it, imagine, Paul, that go back to our young boys' day. You go to dance, you meet a beautiful girl, you start quoting the girl, and you ask the girl, you get boyfriend, she say no. Oh, so you mean that only you that girl waiting for her life? Then again, you got to know that there is interest. And that's what I said. If my father cannot give me something, and I see John Brown who can give me anything, I'll give all the sweet talk to John Brown. I said, all I want. When John Brown give me it, then my father coming back, so so you now leave the house, you go and buy a car. I'll give you my father get plenty of house, I'll give you out of the house. You think I will refuse it? No. So, politics, especially like poor countries like Africa, where people we got unlimited wants almost. So we'll always go there, go for it. And that's when we're supposed to play our game. Because these people, they say when they rot hard, that's when to beat it. So China then, Russia then coming to Africa, they want to compete. That best time for who knows? Time will kind of get sense. They say, oh no, we're not going to Africa again. Then you start putting your finger and say, hi, if I'm going to know that time. So when the rot is hard, I try to beat it. So we got to beat it right now. If African countries got sense, I try to beat it raw because it's hard.
That's time to beat it raw. And I like that thing, that time to beat it raw. So if we follow the geopolitics, where Francis just said that you're sticking with your daddy and the daddy can't provide you nothing, then you'll be poor forever. But if you take that bold step to say, hell no, we need to do something. I need to do something to advance myself. Why not? You see, look, we may not let Ellen Johnson leave, but I think our Liberian leader should take cue from that woman. What Ellen did, Ellen played smart with these people. She didn't just win that Nobel Peace Prize for nothing. Her smartness that she played, she brought every one of them, giving them this sweet talk here, this sweet talk over there. So sometimes, if you use the word, oh, Liberia is a suffering nation should be able to take a bold step. This is what benefits us. We don't care. And look at what these young guys are doing in how they call it, Sub-Saharan Africa. The Mali, the Burkina Faso, Niger, now Senegal have joined the four of them. That bold step that these guys are taking will Liberian leader capable of being bold to say, hell no, this is the way we want Liberia to move forward. Can that happen?
I will tell you something again. That's what I said. When the road is hard, that's the time to beat it. You know, we've been tied to these traditional colonial masters for years, and they too, they have gotten used to us. It's just like the politicians in Liberia, right? They are used to the voters, and the voters are used to them. That's why when new person come on the ground, they say, "Oh, we know you." The people who know, even though they're suffering up, but we know them. See, so our traditional colonial masters, they know us. You know what we want, when we change, we'll go to them. Then they post more thing in our head, we'll consider. Then we'll, okay. So once we got new people coming in, and I will tell you something. I watched one video and I sat down for long. I said, oh, yeah, the woman who made a video is a professor of economy. He teaches at different universities. In fact, he's retired now. He's a consultant. And this man, I listened to his video. The man said, let me tell you, America is in huge debt, and America is losing grip around the world. So the formation of BRICS, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. There were 5 originally, and I think 14 new other members joined them. So the number is growing. So what happens to America? Ask yourself. The world's biggest economy. So if there's a new group coming, and those countries that are coming, they also have strong economy. Okay, Russia alone can stand up to America. Then China, the manufacturing power that China got. So you see, America is shaking. They say belly goes sweating.
And then India as well. You can't leave India out.
Yeah, India technologically, India is the giant right there. Technology giant. Then Russia is also technology giant. Then you got Brazil, population, human resource. And where you get plenty of people, you got organized people, they do different things. So when they can see, they play football, all kind of thing. Then you get South Africa, which is one of the giants in Africa. And then what South Africa, I mean, the role that South Africa could play right there is that they can start attracting African countries, you know. So Liberia look and say, oh, but South Africa in anything, but then we too, you know, and these are the huge benefits. Okay. So, you know, those traditional old countries, they are now shaking, like America, France, Germany, they're shaking, but belly goes sweating. Chadler said this thing. Chadler said belly goes sweating, but you can't tell because you get here. So what will happen now is that when these BRICS countries or member states are coming to the continent of Africa, they're going to begin to attract through, if they bring meaningful program, they're going to begin to attract those African countries who have been suffering under their colonial masters. Tell me, Paul, begin to imagine what we gave a little boy, Letraore, 35 years, I call him a little boy, he's a president. I mean, I respect him, but I'm older than him 2 times. But that young man will be brave enough to stand up to colonial powers and go to Mali. What will happen? What will encourage those coup makers to stand up to a great country like France that has been taking royalty from them throughout, extracting their minerals on top of it, and giving them chicken change. You know, so the BRICS, they are now making impact in Africa. So our colonial masters, if anything, the moment we begin to see, if our president like Liberia, I'll say, look, America, even though he didn't colonize us, you know, formally, but on the books, we are a colonial, we are a colony. So we are now looking up to other people who can help us more than what you're doing for us. The competition will be there. They may not want to lose you. Some of them will want to say, okay, go. We'll try with you. But again, when they look at it, they may not want to lose you. So the competition will be there. America will put $5. The BRICS say no, or Russia or China, you know, they say no, or Korea coming in and they say no, $5 too small, we'll give you $10. the competition will begin to go and just a bidding, you know.
So Linford, what about before during the Cold War? Liberia was one of the key players on the South of America. But since the Cold War, Liberia is no longer that key player. It just
did you ever ask yourself why the Omega Tower was broken down, or was a ban terrible to the Liberian government?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because they were using it to spy on. It was no longer needed. So
it's not needed anymore because we're in the internet age. So you got drones, you got drones flying, you got, you know, and those things, there was 7 of them around the world.
Yeah, so that key role that Liberia played back then is no longer there. And we just now baking every day for hand out. But then whereby you have other people's calling this African Summit. This is where people looking forward to, well, our daddy gone, maybe he'll bring something. This is where the decision is made. Hell no. If we can get something that will benefit the nation from here, instead of getting hand out, Liberia, for example, what do we suffer from? Energy, we don't have it. That's why we're in darkness. And whereby when you're in darkness, you don't do anything good. So all of this,
but I will. Not that I'm disagreeing with you, but maybe I could add a little bit to what you just said. You see, and this is where like I said, our traditional leaders know us better, because we have been dealing with our traditional, not leaders, but traditional colonies or colonial masters. You see, they know that what we always want is this handout. Put something in our palm, we go to these conferences. We're not asking for a sustainable development package, but we're asking for immediate solution or immediate. The baby crying. If you don't get milk, you take your last one and shove it in your mouth because the baby is hungry. So you say, you'll forget about that hunger for that meantime. But when you move your finger for a more, you begin to be hungry again. You see, because you are not fighting. Yeah. So that's what our colonial masters have been doing, because they know us. They know what we want as African countries, especially Liberia. So we are not been asking for a sustainable development package. Now, so if I were President Boakai, I'm in Korea, or whether I'm in China, I'm in India, I would not look at it and tell, oh, can give you $1 million, can give you $2 million. No. Agriculture is on your list. India, the food we're eating like Liberia and the rest we're eating, they say come from India. Improve our agriculture sector. If you can't take our people to India to learn, bring a Mohammed can walk to the mountain walk to Mohammed. Bring people from India to come and improve our agriculture sector. That is sustainable development. Instead of them giving you the cash that will, before you go through, what can happen. Then you go to a country like Korea, which is one of the technology countries in the world. The TV, everything you're using, most of them come from China and Korea and Asia. So you got a chance to sit down with Korean president and say, no, listen, my country is a third world country. We want to come out. We are in the RTAs. How can you help us? Give your package. Something that will continue. I love the Norwegian model, right? The Norwegian, they are all they got, nothing yet. Nothing can grow here. Small potato can grow in the people buy a garden, which are not feeding there. They end up going back to go buy potato from the shop. Banana, anything we eat here, we import it. Anything, fruit, vegetable, we import it. They grow some apple somewhere with that bitter, they can make it apple juice. Everything, apple comes from Spain and other places. But people got oil. That oil they got, that was what, when they discovered it, that was what they consider as their trump card. America came, America jabbed, and they say, no, teach us the technology, how to build rigs, how to extract the oil. And that's what they're living on today. So sustainable development, instead of asking, that's what our leaders, when they go, they always looking at the money thing, because they want to come please the people for the next election. Oh, the president brought 100 million, and that 100 million, how does my grandmother in the interior, what can go on the fire money, benefit from 100 million that we just can't circulate in Montreal? No. But if you have sustainable programs. That my grandmother would not even want to go to the market. I mean, to go make small rice farm to survive, because the government will be producing rice or private people will be producing rice, and rice will be everywhere on the market.
So Linford, do
Yeah.
you think it's the leadership itself that will have that mindset to make that bold move? Because sometimes when the leader is afraid of, oh, that my traditional partner here and you're going nowhere, you know, look at Sierra Leone, it's a British colony. But a mother bill can take that bold move, say, hell no, I don't get time for Britain, I don't get time for America, I don't have time for all of this nonsense. If Russia can give all the nuclear plant that will benefit or why not? It mean that Russia coming be our colonial power or something. Why not?
Yeah, again, there's a two side to everything. Sometimes I got my little old lady. That woman myself been living together for long. We can fight, we can chocolate everything. Then we face it again. We know each other again, and this applies to our colonial master. They know all we know them. They know what we want at a certain point. When we crack, go to America can say, okay, you're getting too smart. Then we consider they are more close.
Yeah, but then we're paying serious interest on it heavily too.
Wait, that's why I said they know all we know them. They know all we want. But the question is, then all of a sudden, you are only being together all the time. You can do your chocolate, your fighting thing. Then all of a sudden, you see one girl, charming. She not dressed. She coming for hair long. You can repeat our need, but you know the girl too good. Then she comes. She say, "Hey, Paul, that me that you have been looking for. That you know, I can offer you this." Again, you gotta balance it, because they find girl might take you. You leave. We got a story like training where somebody left a wife, you know. So yeah, but again, we gotta be careful, because you finally find girl when you go, she knock you down on the highway, then you start coming back to the old way you abandoned. So we gotta be careful again. But that's why I said when the road is hot, if these people are coming with good intention, if the Russia or the China or the India or all of them, the BRICS countries, if they're coming with good intention, fine. We get what we can get. Korea is a virgin on the African continent now. Coming, calling African country. What guy in the head when China they visit China?
Let me reverse the thing. Africa is the continent that the Western world depend on. Why is a Liberia can have a summit and say the Western summit in Liberia? I mean, it always have to be the other way. African summit in some kind of funny country that used to take economic cue from us today, tomorrow Japan. It could be Singapore tomorrow. Why it can be the other way around that? Oh, we are having Asia summit in Liberia.
Ask yourself, where would they sleep?
Oh, so, and the reason why I'm saying this thing here, that we don't have the balls, the courage to take a bold step, that only few leaders in Africa are able to do such thing. This guy in Kenya.
Let me ask you, when last earlier that guy boss to take a poster, when last they ever hosted any conference like that?
That's what I'm drafting out.
The point here is that Paul, we do not have the infrastructure. Imagine
we don't have the infrastructure. I agree.
Yeah, when Liberia hosted an OAU.
Listen now, we don't have the infrastructure, but we have some kind of rare mud sitting down in Mali that can use on a mobile phone. And I dare you take my rare mud we're having a summit here. They depend on you more than you depend on them. That's the point.
Yeah. Again, let me tell you, this is geopolitics. If it is a local politics, it's very different. Now, ask yourself, why did China volunteer to build the AU headquarters? No African country, including your own Liberia, got 1 cent in the whole. All the people that pay, the food they ate, everything was sponsored by China. But the point I'm making is that there will always be interest, right? If Liberia wants to host, or any African country wants to host those kind of summit where you invited China and all, yeah, they may come, but there will be something that they want. Because when we go to these conferences, we want also something as Africans.
And they want something. That's why they invite us.
Yes. But they got an infrastructure. So what our African countries should do is, look, listen, if I were Boakai, I went to that conference, I said, look, the next conference of this nature, I want it to be in Liberia. But you, Korean, can you build us the conference center? We need it because we do have it. That sustainable development, they agree, but we all go with a man who will get money to come because we are not paying our civil servant for all the years. So we can pay them, then we say, yeah, at the end of the day, the money gone. But when people say, okay, we'll come and build you one gigantic conference center, it will always be there. Anything you can host, any conference, and even the conference facilitators can pay you, you'll get money. That building will be there. That building not eating, the minute you need to do to meeting it.
Yeah,
See, we should
know,
be looking for sustainable development package instead of this immediate, something where we get problem, man.
Linford, and I'm not going far from Sierra Leone because we can actually walk from Liberia into Sierra Leone.
Yep.
So, because if I go as far as Ghana, it means we got to cross another country before we get to Ghana. Sierra Leone, Mano Bill introduced taxation in Sierra Leone when he started. Because the people don't used to that in Sierra Leone, it became demonstration and all that. He built a fantastic airport. And why he said the airport that we built, because they have to credit money to build that. So if you go to that Longue airport, by the time you enter, the ticket you buy, the airport tax on it. In and out, that money is going for the repayment of the loan they took. So even if you buy paper making in Sierra Leone, you get receipt, there's it have the VAT something on it. If you pay 5 cents, there will half cent going to the Sierra Leone government. In Liberia, and this is something that I just want to bring to attention, that because we asked for handout, the city mayor, the current city mayor of Liberia, who the city itself is given to him to do something, he asked in the legislature for money to run the city. And that thing, a whole interview where Musa Bedete got so angry, say we cannot give you a dime because the city is like a country that you can generate, come up with innovative idea, generate money and do something. We have the natural resources in Africa. All the nuclear power that these people are building all over the things are coming from Africa. It means our African leaders from centuries have been crying. They don't have that common sense that this is what we have. These people need it more than us. If we stop giving it to them, they will come crawling on their knees to do. Why are we like that in Africa? Why are our leaders like that in Africa? This is the point I made. Could you imagine the union come together and say, no, we will host a summit here. What we want from these people, we get it here. If they cannot submit, then they're not getting anything from us. We don't have that.
Should I tell you something? One of the reasons why even that thing you used to call OAU, that you call AU now, is not functional. Should I tell you one reason? It's the same reason here in Europe. No, let me tell you. Say what you want about America. But America, and the reason why America has been standing long, people just think that America is that rich, and so some countries in America, you go to America, you see the worst thing you can think about. Some part of it more than Africa said. But the reason why America still survives is because of the United States of America. Now, America got one currency, which is dollar. You go anywhere in America, you're using dollar. America got one language, which is English. You go anywhere in America,
they speak Spanish as well.
They speak Spanish. Spanish, that's the second language because certain people. But look at Africa. We have 53 countries bigger than America. Now, what do we have? We got different colonial masters, colonial influences. Look at Europe. Europe is powerful. Europe got money. Europe is advanced. But how does Europe hold together? They got different political interests, different financial interests. Great Britain, you are one of the strong supporters of the European zone, right? What do? You use pound. Norway is not a member of the EU, but we are in the European zone. What do we use? We use krona. Sweden has been fighting to go to Eurozone or in Euro. Sweden is a member of the EU. They pay their taxes. But what do they use? They still use krona. Okay? Recently, we're in Belgium. What do we use? Euro. If you go to France, what do you use? You use franc and euro. So, see, the thing is, once you have different, you got divided political interest, divided economic interest, you cannot hold together strongly enough as people who got one interest. And that one interest is why Russia is big as one.
So let me hold you there.
You've been to Russia, you know what I'm talking about.
Let me hold you there. Africa is divided into, I think, 5 different regions. The Equators, those in the south, those in the east, those in the north, they divided them. Then they get Central Africa. All of them have their own organization. Why is it they don't have to be the entire 54 nation?
Did you listen to me when I said we got different colonial powers and different colonial influences?
Equators. Yeah, I come to Equators. You talk about one currency in the United States. Do you know Equators have a currency?
How effective is it in Liberia?
Liberia is not using it because Liberia have now reached the criteria to use the Equatorial currency.
No. I think you agree with me. You see, you agree with me.
I agree with you, but
in America, California and New York as the biggest economies of America, they will not say because one small or poor country somewhere cutting farm like Mississippi is not big, so they are not reaching criteria. No, everybody uses dollar. Now, you see, the thing is, this influence. But how do you create a currency for a whole continent and then you say somebody
I just said region. I said region. It can start on a regional level. So the reason why I'm saying region, I'm giving Equators as an example. Yeah, because within that Equators, if Equators stand its ground, that because it's that one community, they call it the West African community, that Equators, if they stand their ground.
I think that's about 15 countries.
Yeah,
15 countries.
If they stand their ground as Equators. That means whatever coming here, any decision, Equators speak with one voice.
Yeah, but Paul,
if you look at the EU,
let me stop here. And we are divided the whole conversation.
No, let me finish. The currency you're talking about. Look at the EU. When Poland, Slovenia, all these countries joined the EU, their economy was not that bad. They have reached to the level whether they have all of these things, the criteria they never. As they joined into the EU and started using the currency, today they don't need to come to England or go to France or they stay where they are. So if Equatorial have its own currency, I mean, I just gave you an example here that we could use ECWA as the benchmark to take that bold step. But as you already said, that everybody have their own colonial interests, which we know that 4 countries in West Africa now trying to kick their colonial master out. So that means there's some kind of something can happen in that line. So you can flow. I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, something can happen, but when, how, where, and who will do this something. But the point I'm trying to make here is that, you know, the premise that I laid, as long as you got different colonial powers, different economic influence, different political influence, and whatever, my friend, that are there about AU, it used to be OAU, now it became AU, and then right here in Europe, what they call EU, that's zero. That's formality, just on paper. You know, I was in Belgium when I was coming. It was the first time I passed. I saw, because they say Belgians say home of nature, right? I was driving and we passed to the nature place. I was looking at the nature flag and I said, I book people really. Then I was asking myself, can you imagine? Yeah? Can you imagine? You call yourself native and all this kind of thing. What influence do you make? Nothing. What economic influence do you make? Nothing. It's all about, you know, protecting some big country's interest, you know, and then you call yourself NATO, and beside your people who working there and getting paid, how does the country benefit? But it comes to the political interest I told you about from our colonial masters. Liberia be there and they will not leave dollar to go use some kind of thing they call, I know, African money, or what would they call it? Or AU money? No. And then you have the British system playing in Liberia, where Great Britain is a strong supporter of the EU, but they still use pound. So why can't you use pound? France, why is they using CFA? And even your colonists in Africa say using CFA. So you see, this is all about the economic power and influence. Go to this small Eastern European country that was struggling under Russia, that left Russia. They are all abandoned because, quote unquote, they have not met the criteria to join the EU. They all struggling. They fly all over the place, Slovenia, Czech Republic, and all these small countries. They all got their own currency they're struggling with. Okay? I traveled to those places. So now I just sit down and laugh. I said, you know, it's all about politics. So if I have African leaders, what I would rather fight for is the interest of my country. If we go to these international conferences, let's fight for sustainable development for Africa. Gaddafi, they tried. They want to introduce gold coin. What did the BB people do? They look at them, they coin some kind of false lie on there, and our own African people, the war that fought in Libya, who are the one that killed Gaddafi, who arrested him? Libya. But you say, so the point I'm making here is, I hate to always go to the war politics, you know, because it doesn't all go well for countries like Liberia, from where I come. What we need on the ground is development, and I will propose sustainable development, because some will always begging when we go beg. Let us not beg for plate of rice. Let's beg for farming implements. Your tractors, or things that we will be able to use. And I'm happy that they say yellow machine coming. And how do you, I know whether that only for building road, or some of them will be making farm, we don't know. But, you know, those are the things that we should be fighting for. How we use it, whether we use it or not, but at least let's get it. Again, another area I would love our leaders to always fight for is education, training, technical training. India producing all the raw we're eating. So you're saying all the people to India who are interested in farming, let them come back and establish farm. Okay, saying road is important. You're saying people to countries like Norway and go got hostile weather, so our people can build road well. Okay, like Bago Hill, that's what Bago Hill. You can put on the through Bago Hill straight to that in town.
Hold on. Hold on. We can walk from Harper. We can walk from Harper into, how they call it, Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast and their economy based on agriculture. They are our neighbors. We get Guinea south us. When drought season time, we go to Guinea to get pepper. They just next door, that walking distance. The reason why I raised is say we can go to India to get. So why is it that we cannot go to Africa? We don't even we need car to walk to Africa and ask how you manage with your agricultural thing to take you from there. Why we can do the same thing in Guinea? How come you get pepper through all the year? Dry season, we can take you from there. We don't have to go all the way India. The reason why I'm saying this, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, any other country you visit, something that is done in Norway, you'll find the same thing is done in Denmark. It'll be the same thing in Finland. They copy from each other. So, if Rwanda is the shining star today of Africa, why can't we send a team of people to go to Rwanda and say, hey, we're in civil war at the same time. What you guys did that you're moving so fast that we can learn from you. You remember history told us that it was, I think, Malaysia or Singapore that went to Liberia to ask tournament for the open door policy. And they benefited from that. So why we can't ask our neighbor, our own African brothers, how you manage that? Why we can't do it? You mute. Why?
It's possible we can do it. I'm only citing the Indian, something as example because that's where the food we eat now. As we're speaking, somebody's eating rice in Liberia now. That rice they're eating, it comes from India. Say we feel that the rice coming from India and India can produce. Let's go there. Just out there. And anyway, I will share experience with you just before we close our time in fast pen. I have gone to the Philippines and me, my wife, and our friend were on a tour. Paul, we reached somewhere in one small city. But man, I saw the rice. First, I thought the same bed. The rest were plenty that they try to call with because they get bad weather, right? They try to call with tarpaulin, but the breeze being blowing. The tarpaulin that move from some part of it, right? They go rest and the ring get between it. So I thought I sent there. Then I didn't ask. We passed. We went. That's they get put there. Small boat then can kind of take people. Someone got a report. All the shop we passed through. So rest everywhere. Then I said, well, now, but the one who passed up there was still right. They say, yeah. I said, well, why is it that the ring beating it? They said, well, nobody wants to buy it. Can you imagine? And these are people who can have typhoon. It can wipe the whole town. They come by the rebuild. For every little town in the Philippines, that island country, you will see rest farm for individuals. And the rest of plenty that when they keep it in the store, nobody want to buy it because everybody making. So you see, the thing is, since we feel that we are, no, you see, Nima Kante, you can say cassava to anybody in Nima Kante, they buy easily. I'm not talking in the city, they can't stand whatever, but go in the bush. Okay, go in the bush. You say cassava, who will buy it? Because everybody making cassava fun. Because that are major food. Okay, so if everybody was kind of making fun, I'm not talking about subsistence farming. Wow, our family there, our parents have been doing for years. They have destroyed all of the forest. You know, I don't know. We shifted from our whole discussion to other things. But this is Liberia. The Liberia.
No, we share because it's all based on what daddy's gonna bring back from this Sunday.
Yeah. So you know, say food is our major food. If everybody or if the government could prioritize and say, look at the strong report. No, we are not even reached a stage where we can use fertilizer in Liberia. No. You've been driving in Moria from Moria going to Banga, Kanta, all the plant trees that you see on the road, nobody. The plant you bought from Kakata, you're eating it. When you finish, you throw it in the window, in the car window. They're growing. Okay? during the water war in Banga. Mama, Banga, that one place you do want to live in July, June, July, August now. Right now. The plum, the air, the flies. Every house in Banga got 2, 3, 4, 5 plum trees. Yeah? So, a plum smelly everywhere. When you pass, the fly. So, the land is fertile. We got it weather. Yeah? Why can't we make use? Again, it's a priority that our government officials set, that our government set. Now, yeah, we're talking about rule, we're talking about arrest, right? But they come with 100 days plan to arrest car to go arrest. What it is to go retrieve. I call your son, man. I forgot the team you set up to go
Asset recovery.
To go recover something they didn't even know where it is. You waste all that resources, all that time, on something you do, you're not sure of.
Don't talk to my government like this, because that's a rescue mission, a rescue train. Please don't talk to them. But what am I saying here? What Sierra Leone did, Liberia should take courage from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone still a British colony, and Sierra Leone part of the what we call the Commonwealth of United Kingdom. They still want to Russia that is bitterly in how they call it, some kind of proxy war with Russia for Russia to build a nuclear plant that will generate power for them. And he said the fight between y'all, it got nothing to do with Sierra Leone. We are a country that needs this for our own development. You talk about sustainable development. Sierra Leone. So what we can learn what Sierra Leone did, what we can be men up to say, this is what we want for our country. What do we do? If we're going to South Korea for this summit, it's just to show face, to shake hands and come, but nothing. South Korea wants something that what they call for that summit. So we're going there, we must get something back from South Korea.
Thank you, Paul. And that's what I said. For the people who have been watching the show, if they look at the headline, let's say President Boakai leads a huge delegation to South Korea. But what does the Liberian people expect? So I think that's the expectation of everybody, that the president will come back with something. But again, I've been watching our Unity Party friend there. The CDC to do. The president go. Every president that went to that place, they gave them red carpet welcome. In fact, the red carpet will roll up. Everybody can walk on it. All the president. But then our men there, they make it like when the President Boakai, they gave a red carpet welcome to where he greeted the Korean president and his wife. So sometimes we leave the most important thing. We focus on trivial issues. I would have thought that what people will be posting would be, oh yeah, the president has gotten this grant. The president has finalized this negotiation where the Koreans are coming to. In Korea too, they eat rice, right? That pay, they think called sushi and all the things. They eat rice. Koreans eat rice. So that they're coming to establish, rice milling factory in Liberia. They're coming to start planting rice. No. So, but you go take picture, you start showing pictures. So what's the difference for George Weah and his people? But again, we stay waiting. Today the president spoke. He called for concerted actions for Africa. So let's see, probably. And I was getting stories from somewhere, and this thing again is because our information ministry, our executive mansion, the whole government is mute. The government, I think above government, all the Liberian government, they don't give information before time. So the public has a tendency of creating all kinds of different stories. And then when time comes, Then the government want to come do damage control. They want to say no, they want to lie. You should be proactive. You should be the one to give the information every minute. That's why I also let President do. With Steve Makondo on his side. Steve Makondo will give you the play-by-play description as Herbert Grisper will say. See, Steve Makondo will describe what the president is doing at the moment, because that is to give the people the idea of what's going on, instead of taking pictures and putting it up. So the public now will come to the conclusion that I heard somewhere where they say the president, I mean, all of the Malapio and other countries are walking away with millions of dollars, but our president or Liberian name is not on that list. Can you imagine?
Well, if Liberian name is not on our list, would that surprise you?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, because the first thing, let me tell you, Paul.
The reason why I asked you, say, would that surprise you? I was a little boy when I was in elementary school. There's a guy named that I used to hear. They call Cecil Dennis. He was the foreign minister, the late Cecil Dennis, foreign minister of Liberia. Yes. And
that was the only man. Tell me before you go forward. That was the only man when they put on the firing squad. They shot the guy, he didn't die. He lifted his head, he started looking around. Before all the firing squad, everybody turned to him and fired him.
Right.
That was on the side note.
And he was this person that when we were kids, we heard his name a lot, that had a connection up there.
Yes.
So the reason why I asked you, will you be surprised? Negotiations have taken place before these people arrive to this summit.
Yeah.
Who is the chief negotiator? Is the foreign minister.
Yeah.
Before the president go. So if they don't have that skills, you're not going to get anything. How come Manabio, all of the sudden he just beating pork, he got me this few times. Every time they go to this summer, Manabio gets something. Think on it. They have the skills. They have the people that maneuver. We don't have that in Liberia. In the old days, even the Dotan they have.
I disagree with you. We have, but people they are not putting the right people to the right place.
Yeah, we don't have it.
Yeah, who knew that? Who knew that after Cecil Dennis in the Tower administration, who knew that T. Ernest Ismail, even though he was another old boy, will come and even promote Taylor government.
Yeah, but then I was told, say money captain.
Yeah, money captain was a foreign minister. But
yeah, he was good.
Yeah, we had diplomats like and money, young at the time, very charismatic, outspoken, and fast moving. You see, so you're right, Paul. We have people like bro who can do the job. So when you say no, I'll disagree on that. We got, but again, putting the wrong people in the wrong place will always create problem. Okay. So I agree with you. We need to work on our foreign policy, because if you don't sell yourself, nobody will buy you. That's why you see the family only she'll put a bunny on her head and be hollering, oh, they yelling, my bunny sweet. All the other bunny is sweet, but she said my bunny sweet.
And you see the role of the ambassador in those countries. They are the one that set the pace. The foreign minister get coming.
For so I do you can make me laugh sometimes. How many embassy like bro get around the world now?
Well, we get one embassy here in the United Kingdom with all of the big businesses around here. We'll get one in Belgium, one in Germany, one in Italy. I mean, I just gave you the one around here. That's the one. We'll get one in France. Just the one around here.
I don't even know any of our embassies. Besides the one in Germany, because we invited the ambassador. We have an administration in here. I don't know whether they get new ambassador now.
So, my brother, they have them, but
no support.
Not even a support. We had some ambassadors here when we came. My brother, they were not joke. They were not joke. But you can get because somebody who say muya, 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 you send them to be ambassador somewhere and you get nothing.
It's good that you came to my point where I said putting the wrong people to the wrong place is always the problem. And it's happening everywhere in ministries, in professional areas, in in the executive branch of government, as well as even in the judiciary. That's why we always have these problems. You know, where they say, oh, the law, the judicial system of the country is not it's functional. The laws are on the book, but the people who are supposed to execute the law, the people who are supposed to, put the law into action are not doing anything. So what do you have? It's just like, you take me, you came to JFK from journalism or from maritime background, came to JFK, say, you put me in the theater, say, you can operate the patient here. Even if you give me axe, I'll start chopping that person with the axe, because I know what I'm doing. See, but I think our time is fast spent, and it was good to be here. This is the Portland Liberia.
Before we close up, next Friday, there's something I want to have a discussion on.
You mean coming Friday, right?
Yeah, this coming Friday. I want us to dive into something that is eye-catching and is mind-boggling. What am I saying? Liberians in the diaspora have greater influence on Liberians in Liberia. But then something I've been observing. Whoever that live in the diaspora, especially those that live in America, so you come from smaller Liberia and go to the bigger Liberia, which is America. The only difference there in America, you can get some kind of care job to do or work with some McDonald's or something to be able to sustain yourself. And then you go back to Liberia because of the little chicken change you get, you boast of it. But Liberians in Europe that don't integrate with the community they live in, and they don't work in an environment that they can be a decision maker to see how decisions are made. Instead of you just being on a shop floor or in a care home, but you're not at the highest seat to understand the structure of that. Many Liberians live in a country that they don't understand the structure of that country. And these are the people that make decisions in Liberia. It's something I want to look at next week. I mean, this coming Friday, if we have the time.
Why not? I mean, as long as it's in the interest of Liberia and Liberians in the diaspora, this is what this platform is all about. Especially, we are the European platform, and we need to make our presence felt among our diaspora Liberians in Europe and elsewhere, and so why not? I think it's a good idea. But on that note, we like to say thanks for watching. It's been a wonderful time, although we flip-flop a little bit from topic to topic. And I always say this. You see the Liberia, it's just like old cow. When the tire boss, you standing there sweating, I mean, I change the tire. By the time you move the tire from 100, you go start, you can start. That engine problem, then you gotta go look for mechanic. You can't say, oh, the carburetor not working. You pull one carburetor, you go to the oil leaking way to the pipe. You gotta, Liberia, that big problem. Don't do. One day you're talking about yellow machine coming. Then all of a sudden, sure man go shoot it. A legendary shoot it. 6 times in here. Sure man want no gun. Yeah. Sure man want no gun like here. You take gun and shoot it 6 times. Then why you're talking about it? Then DEA people, the police will be taking drugs from Zogo. The fighting then the Zogo say parting there. Your country. So now our country is so good. And that's like God made us just unique, and our uniqueness follow us in many ways. The way we can talk, it makes us unique anywhere around the world. You see, like snake open more, Well, that I can tell my man that I say in Asia, 2 different groups I met in Asia. One boy, a girlfriend, the other guy came from Morocco. I met him too. You're broken the hotel. You must say, "Oh, well, the brother." Because by then say, man, talking, I say, you LRB man, terrorist, man, what you doing here? you know.
So
So
they're closer.
now the flow. So Liberia government are very special. And it's just that we're not really making use of how we are, but we are friendly people too. One thing about Liberia, I mean, let's put all our jokes aside. Liberia, we are also friendly people. We all the world for in Liberia. The people who are in Liberia killing one another. When we kill Europe, America, all over the world. Snakes, we're gonna make it so, but man, we tie together. So we need to really get together, and our leaders are our problem. They are always tie on them, because if all of our in authority, we could make the change that we want. But we all put there that you all get the power. Why you can't do what we want? I mean, close up, man. I tire already.
Yes. So for our viewers, thanks for being with us. We would like to close this program. We had a good discussion today. We'll talk about the DEA, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, what is happening, and it was good that the president have now taken a decisive action by suspending the 3 persons in the honor investigation. We also talk about the president trip to South Korea, and we're hoping that he bring the goodies that Liberians are yearning for, something good. Maybe we may have a Kia plane built in Liberia, or a Samsung mobile phone plane. You never know. Anything can happen. So, or they might come and build some kind of factory that will produce something. You never know. So we're looking forward to what the president bringing back. And we hope that when his trip is successful, Liberia benefit. Or he may be bringing some serious medical supply, equipment for our hospitals. You never know. It could be something. We'll just keep our finger crossed. It could be something good. Or maybe South Korea could add additional 365 yellow machines for our roads. We never know. Something can happen in the negotiation. So that's why make this trip. Everybody is waiting. Although we keep hearing say Liberia left out, other countries are getting, but our people are very hopeful that
Yeah, but
something.
the public say that, so many people will say whenever I go home, that public say you put here, or in the classroom, you put he put here, he say, then they say, what happened? But Mr. President say, but I want to talk to the president more. Whenever I go home with small thing, why me I can't go with something too now?
Oh my brother, you know what happened to the Pape inaugural speech? He could collapse, then the whole country get concerned and go to his knees, and then say, "Oh, you never know."
Then he wake up, he say, I did this on purpose. I went to
Yeah,
the president.
and then he can have that one-on-one with the president that we shut up.
Yeah,
You
but,
never know.
but all these are Papa, you there, you over there, you do anything, in the poor,
Yeah.
they want to recognize you for that. They say, now for that, so.
Then
Well, okay, on a
the
serious note,
president,
we're
when
say,
we come visit you, we can get something. So,
yeah.
I know it
So,
was good being here. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, this is how I'll let you leave you.